All right, just about 7:15 on the dot. You know what time it is. It's time for the First Alert 7:15 weather show. I'm Fox 19 Now First Alert meteorologist Brad Maushart. It's been a lousy start to this week. We saw record-breaking snowfall yesterday, first snow of the season Sunday. Today it's been bitter cold, but we have a little bit of the N in Cincinnati starting to pop up there. We're getting there. Almost a full natty. And won't be long before that sign, the new Cincinnati sign, is up and running. Here's our weather number of the day before I get too off the rails here. 2.5 inches. That is the amount of snowfall we've seen so far this season. That is not what I wanted to do. I'm hitting the wrong button on the wrong thing. Let's try that again. How about that one? Wrong space bar. 2.5, that's our snowfall total so far this season. Doesn't sound like a lot, but that's the sixth most snowfall through this day. Almost the top five with just a few inches of snow. That's how early the snowfall is that we've seen so far. It's bitter cold too, and at least we have some warm-ups on the way, so that's not going to last long. The most snowfall through November 11th goes to 1966. They saw over 9 inches of snowfall back in 1966. Speaking of, it's early in the season. It's not that early. When you start to look at the holidays, we're just a little over 2 weeks away from Thanksgiving. I'm seeing a lot of people, with food already, talking about the food. I saw one of the local gelato shops slinging pies out there, taking pie orders. And now I'm hungry. I'm always hungry at this time anyway. But now I'm getting really hungry because I'm trying to think about ahead to Thanksgiving, which is not that far away. You should start planning if you haven't. Hanukkah, that begins just a little over a month, and then Christmas, it will be here before you know it. Show of hands in the chat, who has already put up the Christmas tree? I'm sure there's at least a few of you out there, including me, because it was so miserable Sunday with all the nasty weather, the wet, the wintry, that I decided to put up the tree. It's not much because it's 3 pieces and you plug it in, that's it. But I know a lot of you may be getting a little bit more intricate with those decorations, and if that's you, just curious if you got it up yet. Definitely feels like Christmas outside. It will not for long, though. Here's the time lapse. Not a lot to note here because we didn't see a whole lot of anything. It was a nice sunrise. Most of the day looked like that. A lot of gloom outside, no precipitation, and then it was just a gorgeous sunset. I mean, we got real lucky. That's what it did for all of about 5 minutes. And then it was gone, and that's where we're at now. Hopefully you got to get out there and see that. If you're heading out late tonight, bundle up. It is chilly. Going back to this sign, the Cincinnati or the Natty sign. So it's 37 right now, and the winds have calmed down a little bit. That's good news, but it still feels like just 30. Temperatures have stabilized a bit. We're not going to see these temperatures drop off all that much just because of the direction of the wind. Despite clouds clearing back out, that south wind should help us a bit. As we work way through the overnight, that is a warm front that's going to be lifting through the area. It will not bring us any precipitation. But what it will do is bring us our next big warm up, thus warm front, right? 30 degrees outside right now, 30 at the International Airport. That is what it feels like. 30 as well in West Union, Wilmington, one of the cool spots there at 26. But you can see where that warm wave is originating. They're just off to our southwest. Already feels like 41 in Louisville, 42 in Evansville, and that warm up will be here before you know it. And like I said, the radar, we've seen a few snow showers try to push through the area today, but what happened is there's a lot of dry air sitting at the surface, so that snow falls, but it either evaporates or sublimates depending on what kind of precipitation you're seeing out there. Basically, it doesn't hit the ground, and that's what we've been seeing. We call that virga, and that's why we've been dry outside today. Just some clouds out there. Now clearing skies for the day tomorrow. Expect mostly sunny skies for Wednesday. Really nice day on the way for your Wednesday. A little warmer too. 53 is going to feel like 83 with how cold it's been outside. How cold? Well, our high temperature today so far of about 36 officially. That's what the climate report showed. I think the airport just showed 37. Right, so those temperatures are actually climbing out there this evening a little bit. That is almost 20 degrees shy of normal. It's not a record, but it's very, very cold. And that's what we have on tap. So tomorrow we're back to 53. That's about where we should be in terms of high temperatures. It's going to feel about almost 20 degrees warmer tomorrow. That's how big of a warm-up we're going to start to see. A big swing in temperatures tonight. Not bad, mid-30s. It's going to feel a little cooler with some gusts of wind, but there's the high temperature tomorrow. Some spots will be in the mid-50s, in which case it will be about 20 degrees warmer out there, and we're going to keep on climbing. By the time we hit the end of the week this weekend, temperatures will be in the mid-60s. Very nice for the weekend. We just have to get through a few more days. There's the rest of the work week. A whole lot of nothing showing up, too, so we have no bad weather, just some filtered sunshine for Thursday, partly cloudy skies on Friday. Saturday looks worse than it is. Here's a few showers out there early in the morning. This is probably while you're sleeping. If you sleep until 8 o'clock, they're going to be gone. And then it looks like a lot of gloom, right? These are just high, thin clouds. They're going to filter some of the sunshine. No big issues outside for your Saturday. Temperatures, despite that filtered sunshine, will be in the mid-60s. Shorts, from parkas to shorts. That is Cincinnati weather in a nutshell. JD asking how I'm doing today. Hungry. What is the weather for Canton tomorrow morning? Cold. And I will try to have a good night. I will have a much better night once I eat. It's just that time. It's an awkward shift, right? If you're not actively eating while the shows are going on, because it's past my dinner time. It's past a lot of your dinner times out there. It's just kind of a weird time. And then we have the 7:15 show, and then at this point I just want to eat. That's where I'm at. Here's Saturday 4. Again, nice day. Great for the UC football game. Whoa! And then we see a lot of green showing up, right? Look at the timestamp, 2 in the morning, right? We will see some spotty showers early Sunday morning, enough to give yourself a car wash after dealing with all the snow this week. A little free car wash at 2 in the morning. It's out of here by the time you wake up. Unless you're staying out late Saturday night. Shouldn't have any issues with that either. So we do have some showers in the forecast this weekend, but it's well timed both days. Both days, a lot of dry time through the afternoon and evening. We do cool down a bit behind that, back to about normal, seasonable temperatures for next week. And then we have a more substantial system we're going to have to deal with. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, even maybe into Friday, some morning showers before we dry back out. Here's a quick heads up. This weekend, take advantage of some of that dry time to get out there and clean out your gutters again. If you live in an area where there's a lot of trees, you had to get the leaves out before our last round of rain and snow. Get up there again, because with all the wind and the cold weather, a lot of those leaves have been dropping off the last couple of days. They're probably in your gutters. I know they're in my gutters. I saw some peeking out today. Get up there this weekend if you can, clean the gutters out, because this has a chance to drop a couple inches of rainfall. You do not want to deal with that in a flooded basement. So, also, if you live in, let's say, a cul-de-sac or a neighborhood that relies on some storm drains to keep the flooding away, make sure those are cleaned out. Be a good neighbor. Clean those out. Hit them with the rake outside by the end of this week, because this will start early Tuesday morning, and it's going to linger, and we're going to see a few rumbles of thunder mixing in Tuesday evening. We'll catch some breaks Tuesday night, and then Wednesday things pick up again. The storm system is going to slowly roll through the Ohio Valley, but just off to our south, right? And it's going to be just enough, moisture pulling up that we're going to see on and off showers Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then into Friday morning. And by the time it's all said and done, here's what we're looking at in terms of rainfall totals. Aubrey, I'm going to get to your question in just a second. Through the weekend, don't expect a lot of rain. Don't expect a lot of rain. Most areas are less than a tenth or a quarter inch of rainfall tops through Saturday and Sunday. And again, well timed. A lot of that's happening through the overnight hours while you're sleeping. Here comes the rest of the forecast, though, and you can see it really piles up here in a hurry, especially areas off to the southeast. And let me go ahead and extend this a little bit. Maybe. Oh, there we go. You can see much higher totals are right now just outside of our area, right here just off to the southeast. Let me zoom in a little bit more. So you can see some hot spots there picking up through southeastern Kentucky, flooding likely down that away in that span. Now, that is not too far away from us, where they're going to see an estimated 3 to 6 inches of rain, right? If that shifts a little bit, and it's still early enough in the forecast where it certainly could migrate a little bit farther northwest, we would be put in that hot spot. We do not need that. But, it's a possibility. So we'll have to keep a close eye on this, because this was not in the forecast yesterday. It has been added to the forecast today. And again, that could be an issue into next week. So that takes us all the way through next Thursday at 11 o'clock. That does not even include the morning showers on Friday. Let's see. We're going to skip ahead and go to the precip chances. You can see things become a little bit more active in the next week. Monday's our next driest day. So outside of tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, all look great. High school football this week looks amazing. Even Saturday and Sunday. There are good rain chances there, but they're while you're sleeping. So really the next 5 days shouldn't be too impactful from a weather standpoint. Or even 6 days, rather, if you include Monday. But Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday have the chance to be pretty impactful. So we'll keep a close eye on those. Depending on what the rainfall forecast looks like by the middle of next week, we might have some first alert weather days coming back into the forecast. We'll see. It's a long ways out. So we'll have to narrow down that forecast. With that said, tomorrow looks great. We will see mostly clear skies tomorrow. And Aubrey here is asking, when will the clouds move out? Because I want to go out and try to see the auroras. Okay, so if you haven't seen this yet, I don't have a graphic for it, so sorry. There's a pretty good solar storm happening right now, and it's expected to peak tomorrow night. And there is a chance that we could see some auroras here, northern lights here, in the tri-state, and you'll want to get away from city lights. You're not going to have a chance if you're in the city limits, right, trying to stare up through the city lights, or especially inside the studio. That was a bad idea just to look up there. Woo! Bright lights ahead of me. The further you can get away from city lights, light pollution, the better. And, yeah, you might get lucky and you might have some naked eye opportunities, but I think the best chance you're going to have is using your phone, right, and putting it on night mode, or if you even have a camera, long exposure photography, that's going to be your best opportunity to see these. You're asking about the cloud cover. Hold, please. Let's see. Is this the one I want? So this will show you that cloud cover clears out, next couple of hours and through the overnight. We stay mostly clear early tomorrow, but then the clouds build back in early tomorrow afternoon. Partly cloudy through the early afternoon. Don't get too disappointed if you're going to try to go out tomorrow evening right after sunset or so to try to see some auroras, because right now, outside of just a few clouds, it does look pretty favorable for our area until about 8 to 9 o'clock, and that's when the clouds will filter back in. So you're going to have a window tomorrow. Good news, we always complain about how early the sun sets this time of year. Sunsets tomorrow, 5:26, before 5:30. So right about this point, you'll start to get dark enough by 6:30 to 7. You'll have about an hour window to go check this out. It's not great, but that's also about the same time it's expected to peak here. So hold on while I block a spammer. Ban for the page. Yes, loser. All right. So, you have a chance here. We'll see what happens with the clouds. Clouds are always a little tricky sometimes. We might get lucky, but if you're going to do it, earlier the better. It has to get dark enough, right, to see them. You can't see them during the day. So you have to wait until about 6:15, 6:30 until it's real dark, and then you're not going to have a lot of time until that next bank of clouds rolls in. They're probably not going to be around or peaked by Thursday morning, so your best opportunities either tonight, if you want to check that out, the next couple of hours, clouds will be clearing back out. Early tomorrow morning, you have a chance, but it looked like the peak of this is going to be tomorrow evening, and we'll have a little bit of a break. So not a guarantee. It's never a guarantee. Auroras, notoriously difficult to predict. At least you know when you have a chance, and we'll have a chance to see that tomorrow. All right, so that's the auroras. Let's go back down here, and we'll get this wrapped up so I can go eat. Watch out for the heavy rain, clear out the leaves, be a good neighbor, and temperatures. Here's your reward for being a good neighbor, is you'll be able to clean those leaves out with very mild temperatures. Big swing back up. We go from 20 degrees below normal back to 10 degrees above normal, from the mid-30s for high temperatures today to the mid-60s. So the 30-degree swing into the weekend. Really, really nice. You can get away with the shorts on Saturday. And then we're back to seasonable values by next week. The outlook, the long-term outlook, this takes us almost to Thanksgiving. You'll see above normal temperatures that continue through the forecast. Above normal meaning it doesn't mean we're going to see the 60s or anything, but normal for this time of the year is high temperatures 56 degrees, so above that is always good. Could mean some 60s. We'll see how that pans out. At least for this forecast, we do have some 60s in there, so they're in there. And a really nice day for the Bearcats. They're hosting Arizona, 65, gorgeous, 62 Sunday, morning showers, but unless you're out late Saturday night or up before like 4 or 5 in the morning Sunday, you're not going to have to deal with this. Really nice Sunday, Monday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's the heavy rain event, at least for right now. We'll keep a close eye on that because that is subject to change as it changed by entering the forecast today. Things that far out, it's just something you have to keep a close eye on. Temperatures more seasonable towards the end of the forecast, where temperatures should be in the lower 50s. So still above normal Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week. Don't forget, if you're a glutton for punishment, you can always watch, social posts come rolling through, bad jokes, bad puns. Meteorologist Brad Maushart on Facebook. Follow me there. Also on Twitter, and I'm also on Instagram. No, my laptop still doesn't work, so no, the pictures have not been added to Instagram. But every now and a while, I'll share fun things. Sam here saying, I hope you have a great week. I hope it warms up soon. That's what I'm hoping for, but it will soon because that's what I have predicted. Do I have a chance to do the leaves at the start of the weekend? If not, I'll have to wait. We'll see more until the spring. Yeah, if you want to do it this weekend, you're going to be in good shape. You're not going to have any problems. I would do it Saturday if you can. Saturday is going to be your best day. If you wait until Sunday afternoon, it's going to be dry again Sunday afternoon, but we will have some rain Sunday morning. It'll make those leaves pretty wet. So depending on what you mean by do the leaves, I don't know if that means rake them. I don't know if that means chop them up with a lawnmower. I would do it Saturday, whatever the plan is. You're trying to pick them up, put them in a bag. Saturday's your day. Because Sunday we'll see morning showers. You'll be dry and you can do stuff with it, the leaves by Sunday afternoon, but they'll be a little soggy out there in a few spots. Storms roll back in next week. All right, that's all I got for you. I'm hungry. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, your Veterans Day. Thank you again for all those who have served. Sorry, the forecast was not better for you, but I have a treat for the weekend for you. If you can just wait till Saturday, you're in great shape to pull those shorts out maybe one more time this season. If you're blowing the leaves around, they're not going to blow out too well with them when they're soggy and sticking together. So Saturday's probably your day, if not Friday. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday evening, everyone. We will be warmer soon, and we will be back on the air again tonight at 10 o'clock. We'll do it again at 10. We'll see you then. That was too much rhyming. Enjoy your night.